Hello all, I'm Kel Kidman, welcome to Breaking on the Daily, where today we start with Cuomo giving himself a paycheck in the middle of the pandemic. Andrew Cuomo's been one of the funniest politicians over the past, unintentionally funny, over the past year, because this guy has praised himself to the sky over his COVID response. He wrote a book about it. He made posters and started selling them about how good he was at this while killing grandmas across the nation. Sending them into nursing homes and condemning them essentially to death. But now he's raised his salary $25,000 from $225,000 to $250,000 at the same time that his state, which is terribly run, is petitioning to the federal government to bail itself out. It's really close to bankruptcy at this point because that's how much money New York spends. And how much tax money they're not getting anymore because so many people have fled the state. Man, this is just a bad look, honestly. You're giving yourself a pay raise when you're asking for bailouts from the federal government, and you're also asking for a pay raise in the middle of a pandemic that you specifically handled the worst out of any governor. Man, that's a bad look. But of course, New York residents are still going to praise him and give him I think he's still at 60% approval for some reason. But just, jeez. Oh, man, that's just a bad look. And next, in one of the, I'll say saddest articles I've seen in a bit, Nancy Pelosi badges by House Democrats to serve fourth term Speaker. Oh, yay. Man, I hate Nancy Pelosi because, first of all, she's really bad at this. The past 2 years have been a complete nonsense mill. She's clearly a terrible leader, and every single time that she's been Speaker of the House, she's led to Democrats losing seats. I don't think she's ever done anything particularly good for the party. But man, is she a vulture. Man, will she just hold on to any scrap of power she has for as long as she can hold on to it. It's just ridiculous. Man. And I'm kind of surprised that no one's threatening her at all. No one's actually trying to run against her. She's running uncontested, which I find surprising because I wouldn't have been surprised. I expected that some progressive would have tried, the kind of quasi-socialist types would have tried to actually run against her and take that power from her. But all of this is surrounding the fact that House Democrats have lost a whole lot of seats. They've lost a whole lot of seats. They're really close to just not having a majority. It's one of the smallest majorities that the House has had in a pretty long time. And it's not a good look what the down ballot races has been. Interesting how those don't seem to line up with what the presidential election was. But, that's bad. The Michigan Secretary of State says suggestions of irregularities and wide fraud are misinformation. And says, we'll look into Wayne County audit requests. Oh, man. These Secretary of States coming out and essentially saying, no, there's nothing going on. When it's clear that there's something going on, even if we don't know exactly what it is yet, or how far it goes yet, it shows more that rather than confidence in the election results, it shows an unwillingness to actually look into things. It shows that they're more than willing to lie and to cheat and to steal and do all these sorts of things to defend their own position. It's kind of like when people talk about, you're going against what the mainstream media is saying. But the AP said this. I don't care. The AP can be wrong. The AP can be lying, right? These people aren't actually authorities on anything, particularly when they fly in the face of objective, reasonable reality. We see in Michigan, there was a whole thing that happened last night. It was pretty crazy. The Michigan, some Michigan Republican, essentially like election officials, refused to certify the results last night. And you know what happened immediately after that? A whole doxing campaign. Like, it was crazy. It got to the point where a Democrat poll watcher was berating them during a Zoom call and calling them racist for not accepting these obviously fraudulent election results, because their reason for not certifying the results initially was that the books were terrible, and that essentially nothing was right. There was something wrong there, and so they couldn't certify the results. And these Democrats have been, they doxed them, they harassed them, they went after them, and berated them and badgered them until they went back on this. And man, it does not signal confidence when this is your response. When you not only have, this is already bad enough, but you've also had things like they've been doxing and harassing legal teams for the Trump administration. They've been doing this stuff. It doesn't signal confidence. I'm amazed to see over the past few weeks for them going from smug confidence, which was legitimately what they were at during on like November 5th. On November 5th, they were legitimately just being smug and thought they won. I don't think they think they've won at this point. I don't think they legitimately believe that, because when you look at what they're actually doing, when you're looking at all these leftists who are still screaming copium, despite the fact that it's a very much dead meme at this point, when you look at all of these people and what they're saying, it's gone quickly from, oh, it's just copium, you have nothing, to, why are you even looking into this? Why are you questioning the results? You're destroying our democracy, which, by the way, yeah, that's not, when people say our democracy, they mean their democracy. They don't mean you. They don't mean you. They mean their power. That's what they mean. All right? That's what Obama means when he says it's destroying the internet is destroying our democracy. Because he's talking about the fact that the internet has made the legacy media corporations completely irrelevant and have absolutely destroyed them. I mean, you have other stories from recently, like CNN being AT&T is trying to sell CNN now, because obviously CNN's not doing well. CNN's doing terribly, particularly after the election, because, well, they don't have as much Trump to talk about. And it's looking as though they're not going to have as much Trump in the future, assuming that Biden does get rigged in. I don't think he will at this point, because it's really, really looking like all the momentum is slowly shifting to Donald Trump. And it's not happening all at once, but one of the most encouraging stories that we've had over the past few days, or at least encouraging from I'm glad this has come out, not the fact that what's happened has happened. But there have been a lot of just memory cards found around Georgia during this recount, which is not even like a complete recount. It's a fake audit, essentially. They're not really doing an audit at this point. But interestingly, in 3 counties, in like a 36-hour time period, they have found 3 memory cards, each with thousands of votes on it. And most recently, they found a memory card with 3,000 votes on it. And they keep blaming this on, it's human error. Oh, they didn't upload it. And here's the thing. They're election machines. Do you not understand how this process works? They upload things automatically. You don't have to grab a memory card and go upload it separately. That's not how that works. It does it automatically. That's the whole point. But they haven't uploaded it. And it's happened 3 times in 3 counties. Are you telling me that this isn't worrying? That at this point it's flipped like thousands of votes for Trump. And this isn't even a full audit. This is all they found within this cursory audit that they did to to essentially save face. All right, and you could tell that from what the Georgia Secretary of State has been saying all the while, been berating the process, essentially trying to say, "Oh, the audit's illegitimate. There is no evidence of anything." I think multiple thousands of ballots. At this point, I think it's 7,000 ballots, more than 7,000 ballots, being not counted is significant. All right? Even in this cursory audit, you found 7,000 ballots that were not counted. Even in this cursory ballot where you don't have strict standards, you found 7,000 ballots. What are you going to find otherwise? What do you think they're going to find if they do an in-depth audit? All right? Hundreds of thousands isn't even off the table at this point. I mean, it'd be a long shot, obviously. It's more likely to be in the tens of thousands range, but seriously, this is ridiculous. The fact that we're finding thousands of ballots in every single county that gets checked, it's insane. It's happened 3 times in 36 hours. All right? That's a coincidence? You're telling me that's a coincidence? That we found 3 memory cards in 36 hours that never got uploaded. 3. In 3 counties. In a cursory audit. That isn't even a real audit. Really? That's nothing. There's no systematic fraud. There's nothing going on. They always have a fall guy, you notice, okay? You look at the Dominion software specifically, they seem to have a pretty good racket going on because they have an excuse for every single flaw they have. Every single time. It's like, oh, here are thousands more ballots that got counted incorrectly or were never uploaded or whatever. It's like, no, it was this guy. They always have a fall guy. Okay? And people will go on to say, well, no, there's no evidence that there's actually any problems with the Dominion voting system. I'd say that there is. I'd say that the evidence that does exist is real, that there is a lot of shenanigans going on with Dominion software. The fact that they have had thousands and thousands of ballots be not counted or uploaded. And that's in the cursory audits that we've done thus far. That hasn't even been full audits. They found thousands, tens of thousands at this point. Tens of thousands in cursory investigations. And they always have a fall guy, I notice. But that doesn't help their case. Because it keeps happening. We keep seeing this happen. It happens over and over and over again. How many times does it need to happen for you to say, yeah, there might be a problem? How many times does this need to happen for you to say, yeah, we should do an investigation? It's clear that an investigation at least is necessary. It's clear, all right? They're saying, oh, it's the most secure election in history. Wrong. Untrue. Bush v. Gore was less than this, all right? Bush v. Gore was over less than this, all right? The margins there were tighter, theoretically tighter, but there was less fraud. There was less mechanical error in Bush v. Gore than there is now. They never uncovered thousands of ballots in Bush v. Gore. They never did that. They did here. That should tell you something about what's going on. Okay? And that's where I'm going to leave you today. I know it's a shorter video today, but internet's kind of crapping out over where I'm at. These problems just seem to keep happening. So subscribe for more. I'll still be coming at you every day. This has been Breaking On Daily. I'm Kel Kidman, and I'm out.